Hello everyone, and welcome back to All the Mods 9. In the last episode, we put all of our brain power together, and we finished all of the ingredients for the final ATM star, minus the nether stars, of course, ongoing problem. In regards to that, we set up a couple more bees to get us some more combs, and we also turned some of our antimatter pellets back into the liquid, or the gas, or whatever the hell it is. And so that's doing its thing as well. This guy's working. We doubled our production for the stars, the inert stars. It's doing its thing. That's fine. Whatever. Now, in episode 178, which just went live, so that's how far ahead we are at the moment. I apologize. Normally I don't do this, but we're powering through. Let me get into a less laggy dimension. In fact, while I'm here, let's replace this. I normally have to replace this. Where's my thing? There it is. That's the one that leads to the beyond, which gives us all of our magical powers. Cool. Now, where was I going with that? Also, do I just have really long render distance? 6 chunks. Can 6 chunks see that far? I guess it can. What was I going to say? Yes. So, I have a comment on that episode from Kelly Barava suggesting that I should use a super factory manager. Apparently it's amazing. Apparently it's super. Apparently it will save lives. So we're going to give it a shot. I've never used this, or at least... Oh, you know what? I think I have used it. This recipe and like the cable looks familiar, but I'd be lying if I say I remember it exactly. I think I'll know once I open it. I think it'll make a lot more sense. This is the entire mod, allegedly. You know what? It might not be. I just sort of searched superfact. Yeah, there we go. So it is. The factory manager, the cables... Water tanks, requires 2 adjacent water sources. Interesting. I guess he has to water, yeah. A program disk, a label gun, a network tool, printing press, printing form, and then some goop stuff. So I bookmarked it all over here. We now have a factory manager. What I'll do is we'll progress to whatever the next thing is, right? Like I'll automate whatever the next piece of this puzzle is. Last episode we were cooking up some wafers, I believe. Not last episode, but you know, the episode before that. We cooked up some of these wafers. So we're going chips, energy hatches, trying to make some cancel, all that stuff. So if we search wafer, we don't have those. Really, is this guy... He's not doing anything. Insinuating that he's done. And that guy doesn't make wafers, I guess. Let's do @Greg. And then search silicon. Okay, we've got these guys, the silicon bools. These guys go into a cutter. Cool, so we'll chuck that in there. I will order my wafer. That should hopefully get cut up. The wafer can turn into a solar panel. Yay! More importantly, though, we can laser engrave it with our sapphire lens for one of these guys, for one of the Ulpics. A classic, a staple of this journey. So the laser engraver is this guy here. He's got that set up. We don't actually have the recipe in, so why not? Oh, actually, did I decide that we were going to recipe it, or did I say that we didn't need to? You know what? Let's automate this guy. Let's see how this goes. I'm giving it a shot. So there's a chance that we still, you know, need the that thing or whatever. Everything should be fine. Let's pick that up. But I'm not certain. So for starters, what I want to do is I do like these ME buffers. These guys here. I definitely should automate them and create a recipe for it. In fact, let's just at the very least make a recipe so that I can like... you know what? We can do everything here. Why am I like... let's just do the thing. We make that. Cool. Awesome. That's wonderful. We go ahead and we chuck it in here. Ta-da. Now it's craftable. I say that I want 5 of them. And so I chuck it in there. And then that's that solved. It'll order 5 of them. When we search them in the future, we should actually get what we want. With that being said, I might need to manually order 1. Come on. Come on. Alright, cool. So this guy can store, you know, liquids, items, and I think possibly even gases. I'm not certain on that one, but it's there. Cool. So, I now have a factory manager. Ta-da! There it is. It is missing a disk. It has time. There are also examples. A simple program. One for inscribers, one for a furnace manager, different things and stuff, and it will overwrite when I click done. It'll round robin limits, redstone signals, if statements. Lots of options here, lots of things and stuffs. Cool. I'm going to get a program. I think. A program disk, that makes sense. So it just needs some dies. Okay. Boom. Factory manager program disk. We chuck that in. We can paste from a clipboard. We can edit. We can view the examples, obviously. We can view logs. We can do lots of stuffs and things. Cool. If I click edit, we get this. Wonderful. Toggle line numbers. Okay, so this is... Oh, it's like proper... Okay. Yeah, I'm on board now. All right, hold on. Let's get an example in. So my guess is that this setup that I'm making would be similar to a furnace manager, right? Put an item in, get an item out. So the name is furnace manager, and then I write every, and then the time. So every 20 ticks, do input from to be smelted. So I'm going to have to label things, right? I'm going to be labeling a chest or this buffer as to be smelted in this example. I'm then going to output 8 to each furnace top side, so you can decide which side it goes on. Cool. So obviously like a furnace, you have to insert, yeah, a vanilla furnace anyway. And then forget. So I guess that's just do that, then don't do that. Then do this, then don't do that. Then do this. So input the fuel, and then input from the furnace. I'm guessing that's my understanding on what's happening here. So for my example, I would call this. I've got an idea. If we do this basic Greg, and so for basic machines, we'll use basic Greg, and every second it will input from ME buffer, and it will output in this. I mean, we can do 8 into each. I know it's not really the situation, but you know what? We'll default it at 1. And then when we need more, we'll change that around. To each furnace. Interesting. So instead of furnace, I want to do to each Greg. Yeah, to each Greg. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to have to... Because why... I think I need to quotes this as well, to be honest. Now the fuel one... We don't necessarily worry about that for our example, so we can go ahead and get rid of this. Cool. And then we are going to input from the furnace, or I guess input into our network from the furnace, or from the Greg. Cool. Yeah, bottom side. You know what? I kind of want it to both be the same side, so what if we do top side for both? No. Done. Alright, hold on. What direction is that? That is west. That is what I would like to do. We're going to edit this, and we're going to see if we can just do from west side. From the... Nice. I'm recording? Yes. Okay, phew. Alright, so... Output to results. Output to... Do we want to call it results? Output to... dim chest. Okay. So we've got ME buffer, we've got Greg, we've got dim chest. And it's called the basic Greg. So I'm going to click done. Right? I'm then going to make a label gun. Right, you following? You guys all on board? Grab a label gun. Right click your factory manager to push labels. Right click your factory manager whilst needing to pull labels. Hold control to apply labels to blocks of the same type adjacent to cables. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to, you know what, while we're here, let me search die real quick. And let's get 100 of each of these, because clearly we're going to be using them. I think just blue and black dye seem to be the main thing. So cables, I know we already had cables. In fact, yeah, I guess I've got some on me. So I'm going to place one of these, and then I'm going to put a dim chest. I mean, like, it could just go here. I'm just trying to think of if we want to pipe the... I think cables... Realistically, if we were going to expand it, cables would go up, meaning that the dim chest could go here. For this example, I guess. Okay, so... If we edit, does anything change? No. Interesting. Cool. Click to copy code with warnings and errors. Shift click to attempt to fix it. Alright, so, and then we hover over it and it tells us stuff. It tells us all the different labels are used in the code, but they're not in the world. Results is assigned in the world, but not defined in code. Yeah, I don't care about results. Cool, and if you hold shift, you see more info. Nice. So I'm going to shift right click, and that has pulled the labels. Now what I want to do is I want to apply Greg to this. That's now Greg. I would like to apply dim chest to the dim chest. I would like to apply ME buffer to... Oh wait, no, I applied to the wrong thing. No, I want to ungreg that. Hold on. How do I ungreg? There we go. Cool. That's the Greg. My bad. Oh yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, interesting. I wonder, do you reckon that they... You know what I mean? Do you reckon that works? I guess we'll find out. ME buffer, Greg. Cool. Okay. That does, in fact, mean, by the way, that I totally could have the dim chest be here. In fact, what I might do... I'm going to try the dim chest there and see what happens. So does that carry the dim chest? No, it doesn't. So the dim chest is more of a location than it is a thing. So, cool. So it's a position, yeah. So this will be the new dim chest position. That makes sense. We've got Greg, we've got that. I think that's all I'm actually using. So if we go in here, if I edit and then click done, is it now happy? Shift click to attempt to fix. Output to dim chest. Input from Greg. Output to Greg. Okay. What does it say now? Oh, okay. 0 blocks. Label dim chest is using code but not aside. Okay, I think they all need a touch. Cables. So what we'll do is we'll attach all those. I guess we can just place the dim chest here. That's a nice little look that we've got. I will sadly have to re-dim chest the dim chest. Classic. Cool. Let's shift click again. Okay, it's testing, I guess. It's checking. Maybe. Interesting. I'm not sure what the problem is. Rebuild cable network. Rebuilding cache. Oh. Edits. Okay. Using code. Dim. Capital D. Lowercase chest. That's dim chest. Buffer. Greg. But not a sign in the world. That feels pretty assigned. Cool. I think I just clicked done, right? Is there anything else here? Shows cables through walls when held. Right click a block face to view diagnostic info. You might not need this. Don't forget you can press Control I in an inventory to toggle the inspector. Cool. Okay. Yes, that tells me like the inventory positions. I guess. Is that what it tells me? I guess it is. Alright, well, I'm not too sure at this point what's gone wrong. Cool. Do we give it a test? Let's search wafer. Why are my wafers... What's going on here? Let's zippity zop zip zoop over here to where we have our cutters. They exist, and yet they are not cutting. This guy doesn't have power, sure, that makes sense, but this bottom guy's got power. I don't know what he's whining about. Oh, he probably needs to be medium voltage. I'd be crying too. Fair play to him. That's probably what it is, right? Boom, boom. Yeah, they're running. This guy's got to be medium voltage. And did we end up getting a medium voltage cutter? Or I guess an advanced one? We still need this vanadium. Allegedly, I can make the plates. And then what do I need? I need all that stuff. Yeah, cool. Alright, that's totally doable. And then I also need one of those. Cool. We'll order all that. This should be achievable. We've got the plates are on their way. I'll chuck them in here where we've got all the other ingredients that we need. Boom. Come on, vanadium plate. Cool. So these guys will go into here. Into here. We'll press U. We'll find our vanadium buzzsaw blade. I might actually just double check that is the right thing. Vanadium steel buzzsaw blade. Perfect. There's that. And we now have an advanced cutter. Cool. I'm probably going to pick all these up, to be honest with you. So we'll pick up that. We'll pick up that. Break that. Break that. Yep. Come on. Pick up that, pick up that. Cool. Pick up this even. As for this little network lag, it is a tick issue. Something is going wrong. We probably do need to sort that out at some point. just to keep you guys updated with what's happening. That does seem to be a problem. Alright, cool. That's working. Awesome. What do we think? What have I done recently that satisfies this issue? To be honest, a lot of the recent stuff has been Greg Tech. I don't really know. I mean, we can run one of these guys. Let's do that. 30 seconds and it might point us in the direction of what the problem is. My guess would be something in the overworld, just based on how everything is. But it could, it could be like one of these pipes or something trying to do stuff that it can't do. I am surprised that this appears to be... I guess it's just filling up, but like very slowly. Alright, cool. Alright, once this is done, it should overlay? Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, is there anything in this dimension that stands out as big problem? No, not at all. Not at all. Cool. We'll remove that. I'm going to jump into the overworld. Brace yourselves. Going to be a incy wincy tinty wincy bincy bit of lag, possibly. We're going to go overlay. Okay, we've got some stuff there that isn't particularly crazy. If we use crash utilities, which is this menu with Control U, we do have an item problem still. Let's turn our magnet off because I don't want to pick it up once we get to it, because I'm pretty sure it's just going to be over here, right? Yes, is the answer to that. Alright, cool. So what we'll do, for starters, is we will turn this off. There we go. That's step 1 of solving this problem. What is step 2? So step 2 is this guy is full of what he should be full of. Step 2 is that this guy, for whatever reason, is either full or doesn't care about my life. Interesting. I feel like we did something with this just last episode. I don't know if I just like picked it up and placed it down. You know what I mean? Like maybe this just needs a refresher these days. Doesn't really look like it though. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, let's grab just a fresh pipe upgrade. Boom. 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 By the way, I could also just have all the swords go into this guy. You know what I mean? Like that's an option. Alright, I'm gonna swap this out. And so, what does that do for us? That's not emptying. I don't really, it's not really doing it, is it? Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, if I look at that, I lose all my frames. If I look over here, it's like Christmas. What we'll do, I'll grab the entangled binder. Because it does look like stuff's going in it now. It's being a bit weird. We can attempt to solve that. So I'm just going to come over here. We're going to set up an entangled block and a trash can, I think. And I'm just going to like filter out the stuff. And we're going to pretend that that's the play, I guess. So this guy goes here. Ta-da! Beautiful. That guy will go there. I won't hook him up just yet because we don't want it to void everything. We just want to void, stone swords, for example. I instantly place it back. I can't help myself. Boom, 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 boom. Add. I think I can just write stone sword. Stone _ sword. Perfect. Submit. Cool. That should extract into this. As a result, this guy should start emptying, which means this guy has room, as you can see. And all the stone swords that we're getting, which is apparently just an incomprehensible amount, should be voided not only from that chest, but also from this armory once it gets its own hold on things. I think that's what should be happening. Yeah, looks like we pretty much did it. Cool. So that won't be a problem until it is again. That's pretty good. We can go and slap that guy back on. And yeah, that should be wonderful. All right, cool. What is that just our tick rate fixed? Do we not have to worry? It's still pretty low. Our entities are a lot nicer now, though, I will say. Like, we do have a lot of withers and skeletons just because the various setups we have. But, you know, 8's better than 4. we'll see how we go. Alright, so what was I doing? We've done this cutter. That's gotten me my wafers. It's making more wafers currently. We come over here. I would now like this lens. So what I'm going to do is grab the wafer. Boom. And I'm going to place it in here. Now what? Cool. State, it's running. I'm going to rebuild the cables. Okay. Interesting. Still not happy. Why is it saying label dim chest used in code but not assigned in world? It's still quite consistently saying that. Is that not what the cables do? Shows cables through walls. Like, I don't really get it. Because obviously we've got the cables. Labels, 1 blocks. Oh, I've got to push the labels in. So now I've got these. I right click, and now this guy's like, I get you. I read you loud and clear, is what he says. Cool. So now will he run, or is he upset about? He's upset about results being defined. But that's not my doing. I didn't do any results code, bro. That ain't me. Results are in the world? Where? I don't think that matters. I think that's fine. All we need to do is shift click. Oh! Okay. Cool. State it's running. Okay. It's just not doing anything. Trace. What does that do? Debug. Info, please. Cool. Why is it not? Why do the thing? Okay. So we're going to edit. This is I took this. This wasn't. And then it ends. Input from ME buffer. Output 1 to each Greg. Input from Greg. Output to dim chest. Is the pro? Man, I feel like I'm a psychopath. All right. Cool. Let's take this out. Let's get a new disk. Cool. New disk. We're going to view an example. Every 20 ticks do. On their own, input statements do nothing. There is no item buffer. On their own, inputs do nothing because there's no item buffer. But the magic happens when you do the output. Cool. So we don't need an inventory buffer. We just need it to output. Cool. So like we obviously did that for a different one. What do we have here? Input from materials. Output. And then we mentioned the slots. I might have to mention the slot. Possibly. It's also possible. Did I do this part? Is that all I needed to do? That might have been all I needed to do. Hold on. Basic Greg is allegedly running. Greg, ME buffer. Input from the ME buffer, output to each Greg. Then input from Greg, and output to dim chest. Like what? Am I dumb? You know what? What I can probably do. Give me a second, guys. I can probably search Super Factory Manager Greg Tech. And then there'll be, someone will have a code for it, right? And they're gonna help me. All right, let's try a few things. We're gonna do some troubleshooting. I want to do that, like, insert to the certain slot. The problem is it's like, we've got zeros and ones, right? Like, if I take this out, it doesn't put the wafer in, does it? No. Cool. Not cool. Alright, 0. Sure. So, I'm going to say, output to each Greg... No, hold on. I wanted to look at one of the examples. What was the example? Is this guy. Output to... And then the place. Maybe I don't need the quotes. I don't know. It's a logic engineering. Because I did add the quotes. Whereas these guys aren't using quotes. I'll try slots 0 on the one that we want to do. So edit. Output to each Greg. Slots 0. Yeah. What's the problem? Okay. That did it. Hallelujah! That's awesome! Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Okay. So, my problem was that I gave it west side. We don't need to give it west side. We can just tell it what slot to put it. That's awesome. So, like, yeah. So, interesting. I wonder what the water slot is. It won't tell me, will it? Why won't it tell me? It's probably fine. Export inspector. Wow. So this tells you, like, what you can do. For example, I would just highlight this if I wanted to put water. Oh, that's awesome. That was good fun. Good fun. Good fun happening. Okay. So, interesting. What I want to do now is I want to see... Do you reckon it needs to be attached to all the cables? I'd assume so. We'll let this finish. And then for our next one that we set up, like, I won't get stuck on this. I think what we'll do is, like, this works. I'm going to leave this. When we set up the next Greg Tech machine to do something, I'm going to try to reinvent the wheel. No, we're going to try to make, like, little improvements. We'll see what I don't need to do. For example, I'm pretty sure I just copy this code now. Like, I think I can actually just... I don't know if I can create... Because these are examples. I guess you can copy it to clipboard and paste it. Oh, there's so much fun to be had. Okay, yeah. Cool stuff happening, cool stuff happening. Alright, we have the all-pick wafer. The all-pick wafer's in the system! How cool! Alright, awesome. So this guy then goes into the cutter. I don't know if I actually made a recipe for that guy. Can we... No, we didn't make a recipe. Let's make a recipe, because we can. Recipe will be this, to make that. Cool. While we're at it, I'll get my cutter recipe cooking up. He won't need water, he'll just do the cutting part. Believe it or not. Wafer. Dun. And then our first spot over here gets this guy. Oh, he already had that guy. Cool. Alright, so I should be able to do all pick. Order an all pick chip. And this guy will start chippity chopping. 90 seconds he's going to chippity chop for. The seconds are taking a lot longer because our tick rate is low. I'm going to do Spark Profiler Stop. That's going to give me some results that I can look up. And we'll learn together what our problem is here. We'll figure out what specific mod is chugging away. If it ever does it. It looks like it's struggling a little bit. You know what? I think it's honestly just from all the mobs we have spawned. Just by looking at the Spark Profiler. So, I'll go turn them off. Realistically, it's going to take a while to get us all the stuff that we want from all the stuff that we've got. So, for example, I'm going to turn this guy off. That shouldn't take too long. And we'll see what the tick rate's like before doing whatever we're doing with these withers. But we'll, you know, consider that. Forge TPS, it's still pretty bad. Whereas if I toggle these off, it'll take a little while, but this number of withers. Oh, it only says 10. Oh, cool. Yeah, we took care of it, I guess. All right, let's try this again. We're at 10. It's pretty bad. If we scroll roughly to the top so you can look at your previous one, you'll see the overworld's at 14. That's sort of how you can sort of, I guess, figure out which dimension is to blame. And yeah. 10's pretty bad. Like, it genuinely is pretty shocking. Let's run another profile. We could probably just do a 5-second one. And we'll just see what else is lit up, because, for example, it might just be like an actual pipe that we've got over here. It looked like it was. In fact, it looks like this guy is to blame. So, since we've got this machine off, we can tell this guy that he's on when powered. And if we run that again, we should hopefully see once this time is up. It's processing. And there we go. Cool. So it's no longer an issue. Awesome. And if we check on this guy over here, he looks like he would be an issue as well. So let's just do on when powered for him as well. And if we now run our Forge TPS, it didn't really change. Interesting. Genuinely, I thought it would. But a little bit of lag happening over there. A little bit there. They used to... I'm so confused with this mod. This mod had multiple features. It had... It's based off of lag goggles, which was a mod that would let you check for things that lagged in the FPS side of things. It wasn't the greatest, but like it was better than not having the feature at all, in my opinion. There was also a list it would give you. There were two lists. One list would show you all the different things, as in you could teleport to them. And then the other one was... eventually, it was just like pretty much the same as the profiler. And yet, I don't know, the feature's just not here anymore. Very, very strange. These are the only two areas I've been working at recently to where I'd be like, oh, there might be something here causing problems, but I mean, you can see for yourself, it's not really anything here. Okay. We're still sitting at 10. Very strange to me. What did we do in... We didn't do anything in that dimension. Not sure at all. Where are all these items? X -12, Z -385. So -385 is actually in this direction. Wait, was that for Z? I don't even know. X was -12. Okay, so it's not even at my crib. -12, so we've been pretty much at -12. And then -385 for Z. So that's in this direction. So -12. So that's pretty much here. Oh, what am I looking at? Who did I do this? What actually is happening here? Hold on. I mean, it's not my property. But this part's no one's property. It's like it's just been dirted all through here. How very strange. I've never seen this before. Oh, yeah, okay. There's what looks to be lava, I think. And then it's all just dirt. Like, the fact that it's not all grass is also quite confusing. You know, dirt trees aside. What do we... Yeah, what? My guess would be that this was just something I've missed and someone set up a quarry to do this. Like my world's been offline for a long time. Oh, the water on the screen. What a fun experience. Cool, sure. Don't know what the deal is with that, but is what it is. We'll just have to live with the lag that we have left, I suppose. Alright, cool. Hopefully that wafer guy's done doing his thing. Looks like he is. Awesome, so we've got these guys now. There we go. So quest-wise, I need to get an all-pick wafer on me. We'll order one. It'll take a little while, but we should get it. Cool. Quest book. So energy hatches, we should be able to make now. MV energy hatch. We should be able to make 2 of these. We have the stuff available. It's going to craft a little thing in between, but we're going to get 1, and the second one is currently being cooked. And that will go into this guy here. So around the back where these energy hatches are, we're going to get some MV energy hatches. Whenever they're ready. We've got this guy struggling. I think I can just cancel him and order again, and that should fix this guy. I don't know. He's doing something. Probably the cables. That's probably the time consumer there. Come on. You know you want to. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so we've got 2 of those. Brilliant. And then canceling gets on the menu. So we will break both of these energy hatches. We will magnet on, and I will place down both of these, thus reigniting the system and allowing us to do medium voltage doohickeys. Now, coil blocks. Glad you asked. Coil block. We've got cupronickel. Cancel is what we're moving towards. That will allow us to go harder. And so yeah, that's what we want. So if we jump in here, we now want cancel ingots, which we'll need cancel dust from. All of which we'll probably have to make in here. So let's go cancel. Cancel dust, we would like. To pull that off, it wants us to mix these things together with a program 1. So we'll give that an attempt. And we have a mixer over here. What program is our mixer? Mixer is program 1. Cool, perfect. So I can jump in here, chuck in our pattern. We almost fell, that's lucky. And we're good to go. Cool, so cancel dust on the menu. That gets electric blast furnace with nothing and a program of 1. So this guy currently has a program of, let's have a look, of 2. We are going to make it a program of 1. Chuck that in there. We are then going to double check that recipe. So I could leave it as 2 if we also used nitrogen gas. The benefit would be it's faster. Yeah, the benefit would be it's faster. I will tell you, that is tempting. How do we get nitrogen gas? Centrifuging air will give us nitrogen gas. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So, how do I just get air? I get a gas collector with a program of 1 and it will get me air. I think we do it. Because that means I can leave this guy with a program of 2 and he'll work for whatever this other recipe is. That sounds good to me. So, if we want to do that, we might as well go for the advanced one, right? The fluid filter will cost us a sodalite plate or a lapis plate. Probably a lapis, that's going to be the play. And that's just lapi lazuli in a doohickey madoohickey. In fact, I don't know why I got the dye. I didn't mean to do that. But I think I can just chuck this in here. That gets distributed. We get plates. I then go gas collector. We get fluid filter. Ta-da! And then this guy's on the menu. Obviously just currently, you know, just getting a couple of electric pumps. Not a problem. Not a problem. I don't really know what we're waiting on. I'm guessing it's the actual rotor. But then, really? Processing, I think. Oh, there's an assembler doing it. Yeah, and he's done now. Cool. So we have a gas collector. You guessed, you know what? Yeah, because I don't know if it'll go in the system. We'll place it over here as if it's going to go into the system and as if it's going to all work. Stone bricks, boom. But well and truly knowing that it probably just won't. But we'll still, you know, we'll line things up as if it will. Alrighty, so we will grab this guy. We'll grab that guy, actually. Boom. Cool. Is there normally 2 in between? Yeah. Okay. Now, do we get these guys on the menu? No. ME buffer. I'm going to take them all out and ideally put them in here. I'm going to swap that guy out. We'll see what problems that causes later. Cool. So this guy will go here. Alrighty. Gas collector will go there. Inventory cable will, I guess, repeat the process. We will get a factory manager. Okay. We'll also get some more cables. Factory manager. Cool. So what I could do, if we really wanted to make this look nicer, is possibly place this here, and maybe that will connect both of them. Might be worth a try. In this situation as well, we're going to want the liquid to be put back into the ingredient buffer, and then imported from the side, I believe. We're saying liquid. What we assume will be treated as liquid, but probably won't. Awesome. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to copy to clipboard. I'm going to chuck in this guy. I'm going to paste it from the clipboard, and then we're going to edit it. So we're going to have to name things, obviously. Basic Greg, ME buffer, output to each. Well, no, this one, it's just meant to make it. For example, if I set this to be 1, possibly, let's search air at Greg. Air bucket, which you get from air, which you get from this guy. Yeah, program circuit 1. So let's see. So program circuit 1. And he needs power. Yep. I might not need any of this, to be honest. Because I think he should just make air. Right. So he's fully powered. Collects gas from air depending on dimension. Area must be free of carbon monoxide poisoning. You know what? We're not in the overworld. Area must be free of carbon monoxide poisoning. And this is for air. Dimension overworld. Okay. I might have got 2 ahead of myself. This might still be fine. We'll just have to chuck this in the overworld somewhere. Probably just go over to the reactor. I think it's a little bit quieter over there in terms of performance. Cool. Do I want to grab the network from here, or do we want to grab the network from like here? I think possibly from here. Let's go there, break this. Cool. Okay. First things first, gas collector with power with program 1. And he makes air. Cool. Now, the question number 2 is importer. So he's currently got air. I place an importer. I set it to fluids. The air is removed. Meaning, if I jump in here, we should have air. Cool. Alright, sweet. So this guy's just, well, he's just gonna do his thing. He's not in the neighboring chunk. Which means he should... Oh, wow. Why'd they make the chunk borders look so weird? He's still getting loaded. Cool. We've got air. We've got air. Alrighty. So I can actually change the recipe that I haven't made yet. For making the Canthal ingots to be this one that puts in nitrogen. I just need to make the nitrogen, which I forgot to do. How are we making the nitrogen? We're centrifuging air. So we're actually going to make this recipe. Air into a centrifuge. It looked like there's no customization on either. So here are our centrifuges. These guys don't have any circuits, meaning I think they should just work. The only other thing that we'll check real quick while we're on a roll is, does it need to be medium voltage? No, so this should work. I should be able to search nitrogen and order that. And these guys should light up. But I would need to make this into an ME buffer. Hold on. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Boom. Buffer. I will also have to inform this guy of another fluid section. One of which where it extracts from here and inserts here. And one of which where... See, the problem is now it's taking out the stuff I want, right? So that we don't want this at all. The problem is as well is that they share... They do share item slots. If I say slot 0, it's going to refer to both, isn't it? I'll tell you what. Let's give this an attempt. Let's give this a factory attempt. How does that sound? I reckon we try it. We see if it works. We should be able to make it work at least to some degree. I just don't really know yet what degree that will be. But it should be able to work. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's try this again. What are those? Repeaters that we're constantly crafting? Can we just not do that again for a little while? Alright, factory manager, check. This guy will go here. Once again, we're going to see if that works. Cool. We're going to get an inventory cable that will go here. That will connect to a dim chest, as well as... Oh, you know what? Yeah. It will connect to a dim chest and a tank. Which will go there. And then we will... no, that won't go there in case we want to go further up. It will go here. And it will go boom, boom. And it will go pow with fluids. Cool. And of course, that. So, what are we doing? We're getting a factory manager program. We're chucking that in. I'm going to paste in our previous one that we can edit. So we are going to input from the ME buffer. We are going to output 10 millibuckets to each Greg, slots 0. We are then going to input from Greg and output to dim chest. I think that might just work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to output to tank, though. Let's just see if that works. Now, the reason we're doing that is because the recipe calls for 10 buckets. So that's what we're going for. Oh, and we actually want it in the second slot. We can do that. That will be referred to as... No, we can't. It doesn't have an amount on it. Okay, well, we won't be doing that. What are the chances? All right, so what we're going to do is I am going to shift right click to pull the labels. We're going to Greg those up. We're going to dim chest that guy. We're going to tank that guy. We're going to ME buffer this guy. Cool. Before I throw them back in, I do want to double check the code. Yeah, to each Greg. So I think that should work. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. So then I'm going to shift right click. No, I'm just going to do a normal right click to push the labels. So I'm going to say, hey, there are your labels. This guy's going to go, okay, gotcha. Dim chest assigned in the world but not defined in code. That's fine. And we're going to shift right click and he's going to say, hey, I'm good to go when you are. We're going to say, sweet, sounds good to me. I'm going to search in fluid for nitrogen and we're going to craft a bucket. And what happens? So first things first, air is in the buffer. Second things second, I don't know. It doesn't really appear to be doing it, does it? Now, part of that is because it wants me to place the stuff in there. Now, if I place a bucket there, it doesn't suddenly unlock whatever this is. I could assume that it's 2. We could try that. Doesn't really appear to change anything, does it? Air's still in here. It is inputting from the ME buffer. It is outputting buckets to each Greg, slots 2. I might change that to 0 since we've already seen that doesn't work. So this is the part that's not working. It might be the 10 buckets, right? I might just be able to... I might just be able to do... Actually, you know what? We'll do done. I'll view some examples of... Is there any filtering examples? Fluid examples? There isn't, is there? None of these guys mention fluids. What there was, though, was... if I click export here... No exports. Interesting. Up, down, left, right, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Cool. If I go in here and click it, haha. Input 100. So I'm just gonna do 10,000. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's what I need to learn. So we don't care about the mill buckets. It's just going to know. I might have to do the air. The air would be fluid GregTech air. So I'm going to copy that. We're going to jump in here, edit. We're going to put a space, paste, and we're going to do that. Statement output to each Greg slot 0 at line column uses resource SFM fluid, which has no matching input statement. Statement input from ME buffer inputs, but no to consume. Oh, okay. I think I need to input. No. Output there. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Wait. Input from the buffer. Input 1000 fluid from the buffer. Output 1000 fluid to the Greg. That's what I meant to do. Ah ha 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 ha. At some point it did it. No, it's doing it. Yeah, it's done it. Cool. Awesome. Now I don't know if it'll import all the stuff, but the point is that it might. If I order another bucket, this guy should get it. No, actually this guy gets it. But if I order another bucket, who gets it? This guy gets it again. Interesting. How do I tell it? Wait. Round robin. Ooh. Round robin by block. Input from that round robin by label. Input from interesting. Round robin by label. So in this example, input from this, and then I write round robin by label. What's it upset about? Round robin by label should be used with more than one label. Input from ME buffer, round robin by label. What about that? Okay. There is room for another air there. If I order this, the air still goes there. Okay. Wait for one of these to finish. I'm going to order again and see if that... Now it's introduced the round robin. Cool. Next time it gets that. Let's see. Also, that works. Like, just having that connected to them. That's pretty cool. Alright. It's taking like twice as long because the tick rate on the server's bad, but... Dude. Dude. All's good. What's happening? Oh, you know what? I've activated a debugging thing, I reckon, with whatchamacallhim, with Distant Horizons, and it's giving us this cursed imagery. Alright, so this guy's done. Cool. He's not outputting the gas as well, which is brilliant. That's wonderful. But if we order this again... No, it's still put in there. Okay, well, I don't know how to do the round robin part, but that's fine. The output part... It's a little interesting. Input from Greg. I mean, yeah, so this part isn't working, so we don't need this. That's just there being annoying. I want to input from Greg and output to tank. But I want it to be fluids. Input fluids from tank. Output fluids to tank. Done. You know what I mean? Like, just take the fluids out, man. I mean, I get that they're gas technically, but they're not really. Unless they are. I mean, I can... Let's go here. Let's click export. So here's what we've got. We've got nitrogen and oxygen. And so that's my options. Cool. So I'm going to grab... Yeah, input. So I'm going to grab these. Cool. I'm going to edit this and I'm going to say input these from Greg. We can make it look a little bit nicer, you know, give it a little bit of a, what do you call it? You know what? It probably makes more sense to do it this way, right? I'm just trying to make it look nice from a coding perspective. We don't want the air to be inputted, so we can remove that. That should work. Input from Greg Westside, and then output, and this time we can just copy this part. Control C. Boom. To tank. Cool. That should work. I click done. He goes, yeah, cool, I'm happy with that. And he outputs, as you can see. How cool is that? Sweet! Alright, so, we can remove that. We've still got the air recipe in there, so that's obviously how that works. And now we've got nitrogen in the system, meaning I can go ahead and change this guy back to 2, which he'll be happy about. We can jump back in here, search for, I guess we've got the candle right here, right? Jump in here, chuck in this recipe, put in a bucket of gas, a little bit of that stuff, bada bing, bada boom. Now the problem is this is an input bus, not a fluid hatch. So we will have to make a few adjustments. Specifically the ones I'm making currently. We're going to readjust that to be facing this way. That will apparently help us. We are going to place our crafter here. That will still allow him to be powered. I mean, he's powered anyway. Yeah, actually, we don't need any of that. No, we do need that. What am I doing? I'm chucking both of these here. They're going into a buffer. An ingredient buffer. Cool. From the ingredient buffer, we are probably just going to use a universal cable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we need to think about this one too much. It's only going to be doing, like, one recipe at a time. So I think we just do that. We can chuck a pipe upgrade in if we want to. It's not really going to... Once again, it doesn't really matter. Boom. There you go. Enjoy. Cool. So that should work. This guy should be able to do his thing. We will, in fact, give him a connection again. So he's happy. He's idling. He's powered. He can do high voltage recipes. Let's go ahead and search for our Canthal hot ingot. Now, the hot ingot, we can freeze or we can chemical bath it in water. 20 seconds. The freezer takes 6 seconds. But I'm guessing it's like a big room. Whereas this is just a little chemical bath. Cool. I'll tell you what though, let's order one of these. Let's make sure the actual recipe works. Now it will have to do some mixing, which is what we're seeing there. So the Canthal dust is currently getting mixed around. These recipes aren't... I think they are still happening, it's just quite slow, so that's fine, we can ignore that. We'll cancel that guy, see if he kicks back into gear. Maybe we do go check on the dust, just to make sure it is working. Yep, he's about to be done. There we go. Dust is done. We should have the gas. Oh, the Canthal dust is in. The gas is in. How do I make you? Configuration 2, Canthal dust, nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas, Canthal dust. Okay. It's at high voltage. It doesn't say it's running. Okay. Duration, 30 seconds it should take. Cupronickel was on the picture here. I did see it. It does allegedly allow us to do it. Cupronickel. Temperature is 1800. Which is, in fact, what we're seeing. We're seeing higher than 1800. Is that a problem? That we've got too much power? Too much heat? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay. There's no maintenance needed. Maintenance is fine. Everything's fine. Structure fine. Formed. Canthal dust, nitrogen gas. Canthal dust, nitrogen gas. Oh! I didn't put this back in. Ta-da! There we go. 30 seconds, we'll have a hot Canthal ingot. Speaking of which, we are pretty much at wrapping up point, but that chemical bath. we have an advanced chemical bath available. So I'll tell you what, let's bring it over here and set this guy up. So chemical bath is there, cool. Give him a little bit of power. Wonderful, set this stuff up. Now this guy just needs water. Typically when they just need water, I'll just do a pipe. You know what I mean? Like we'll just do one of these. Because it doesn't need to be too crazy. Yeah. So I'm going to get a Canthal hot ingots into the chemical bath with just water. We don't really have distilled water laying around. Might be worth looking into in the future, but for now it's fine. So he's got water, so it's just going to be that to that. And that'll be fine. This guy almost doesn't even need any magic happening. We still might do the magic, because it does sound like a easy thing to do. Let's break you. Let's go dim chest. I'm liking these so far. I'm liking the nature of the factory manager. So, in this example... Did I even label the stuff over there? I guess I did. Yeah, what do we want to do? I think it's a basic Greg, right? Just put the item in the Greg, take the item from the Greg. yeah. Alright, cool. Sounds good. I'm going to shift right click to pull. We will call you Greg. We will call you dim chest. We'll call you buffer. Done. Shift right click. What's his problem? Oh, I need a push. Boom. They've been pushed. He's good to go. He's ready to go. Awesome. So, Canthal. We've got a hot Canthal ingot. I'm going to order a normal Canthal ingot. Canthal ingot. And it's in there. 20 seconds. And we have our Canthal ingot. For some reason, the way I'm pronouncing it just feels like I'm doing it wrong. Now, this is something that we're going to need 16 times Canthal coil blocks. I'm going to automate the pattern for that and order it now, because I'll forget to do it when we eventually get to it, and it looks like it's going to cost a lot. You know what? It needs Canthal. This is fine. It needs Canthal, two times Canthal wire, which would be 1 ingot. 2 times Canthal wire or 2 times Canthal wire? It's 8 times 2 times Canthal wire, so it's 8 ingots per thing. Yeah, 8 ingots per coil block. We need 16. 8 times 8. We need a stack. Boom. Alright. What we can also check on is our system that we made with this guy. They should both... This guy should fill up completely with air, which is a bit of a problem. We're definitely going to have to mess around with the code on this one, because I don't think this will finish well. Input fluid from ME buffer, output to each Greg. Yeah. On the bright side, as we've seen before, you can extract the air from this guy, so we might have to do that at some point. But regardless, hey, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of these super factories that we've got going on. I think they're pretty cool. I'm liking it so far. If I happen to make the perfect code and you're like, oh my god, it's perfect, and it's not as simple as like just reading what's on the screen, we can obviously copy and paste the stuff. There's a chance that we'll set up something in Discord or even on Reddit to save these. I'm sure there's one that already exists, but pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our donators and our channel members. Thank you to our tier 3 channel members, Melizzy and Final Phoenix 13. And hopefully, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.